Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Y'all roughly in your groups from yesterday? Yeah? You may migrate towards that. I'll go ahead and get started if y'all want to start migrating. So let's do a little bit of a recap because these concepts are a little bit foreign, right? We've compared to what we normally talk about, right? So what are some of the things that y'all learned yesterday? What were some of the key things that y'all learned about yesterday? Yesterday, sorry. Yes. What was that? SciPoc. Yeah, SciPoc. Okay, so what do we use SciPoc for? Yeah, so understanding the outside aspect of the area. It's kind of that 30,000 foot view, right? And what's one of the key pieces of information we get from a SciPoc? Who you need on your team, right? Who are the customers? Who are the people that are involved in the process? Good. Okay. Okay. Okay, what else? What else did we learn yesterday? I thought sleep enhanced memory. Labeling. What do we mean? Oh, process map. Yeah, good. Okay. Process map. Which stage of, and I should ask this on the SciPoc too, so I'll go back to that in a sec, but which, in the DMAIC model, define, measure, improve, or analyze, improve, control, which step of that is the process map? Measure. Yeah, you're measuring the process. Even though it's not like a numbers thing, you're qualitatively looking at each step of the process. Okay, what about SciPoc? Which part of the DMAIC model is that one? Good. Define. Yeah. All right. Okay, what else did we learn yesterday? You can go back at your slides. This isn't a memory game. Just trying to reinforce concepts. Theory constraints is questionable. Yeah, theory constraints is not a good process improvement model. Okay. Okay, we learned about theory constraints. What made theory constraints such a challenging model for healthcare? What was it about it, other than my personal opinion? It shifts the problem, right? It just shifts the problem or ignores the problem, or yeah. You just adjust, you acclimate to the problem, right? You have a problem and you just kind of adjust everything around it. Yeah, instead of actually addressing the problem. Okay. Okay. What other improvement modalities did we learn about? What was it? Six Sigma? Okay. Tell me about Six Sigma. How's it different? What was that? Yeah, focus on removing variation. That's good. Is it more effectiveness or is it efficiency? Effectiveness, good. Okay. Okay. What was the third improvement modality we learned? What was it? Toyota? Yeah. What do we call it now? Lean. Yeah, lean. When people tell you, prior to yesterday, when you heard the word lean, if somebody said we're a lean organization or we're a lean department or we're a lean whatever, what did you instantly think of? Huh? Well, speak up just a little bit, guys. Y'all, I think it's the room dynamics. Waste removal. Yeah, waste removal is exactly what lean is about. Okay. What would you have thought of had you not learned about that? Like, where would you go? What is it? They don't have enough people? Is that what you said?
No,
Somebody back here said that?
yeah.
Yeah, that they don't have a lot of people, that they don't have enough, that they go on limited resources. That's where we instantly think. So lean doesn't necessarily have a very positive connotation, does it? It's a little different than what we think, though, because the idea is to eliminate waste, not to eliminate people. I'm not going to go so far as to say that some people are a waste. I'll let y'all draw that conclusion on your own. And so, yeah, lean focus on removing waste, unnecessary processes, unnecessary things. So it focuses more on efficiency or effectiveness? Efficiency. Yeah, let's remove waste and unnecessary steps, and let's focus on what we need. You might hear the term sometimes right sizing, right? Sometimes we build bureaucracy, and so that's whenever people come into play with lean is, does this person actually do something that's meaningful to an organization? Okay. What else did we learn yesterday? Let's go back to process maps. What did you learn about process maps? What were your own personal takeaways? Yeah, we want them to be simple, but they're usually not. Okay. But usually complex, right? Okay. What else did we learn about process maps? What was that? It's on a loop, right? Like it has a start, it has a stop, it's finite, right? So processes should be finite. We call that scope, right? So whenever you have, sometimes our projects, did y'all find yourselves worrying about if you were focused on, the medication ordering, did you find yourself creeping into the area of the administration of the med or creeping into the area of assessment of the patient? And a little bit of that's okay, but sometimes we can go way out of scope to the problem we're trying to fix, okay? Because some problems are just big, and you have to decide, what bite of the elephant do I take first, right? Okay, so let's see. What else did y'all learn about process maps? Just clarifying this. Was that exercise harder than you thought it would have been? Okay, what made it harder? Yeah. We have a term for that that's related to that. It's called metacognition. Have y'all heard about this? Have I told you about that? Have I bored y'all with that term yet? Okay, so metacognition. Metacognition is kind of a grander thought. The idea is that if you assess someone, if you self-assess on someone that doesn't know a lot about something or isn't an expert on something, they will overestimate their own understanding. In other words, if somebody gave me a self-assessment on what I know about building a space shuttle, I would overestimate my ability to contribute to building a space shuttle. Okay? One of the biggest red flags to us on an API rotation is whenever you put all 5s on your self-assessment. Because either you just went through and checked 5s because you didn't want to do the self-assessment, or you're overestimating your own competency, right? Okay. Same thing happens here. We look at, okay, whenever we see something broken, we look at this broken thing. I mean, the problem I gave you sounds very pharmacy-oriented, doesn't it? I mean, you got an opioid overdose, very simply, right? It's very focused towards the medication order. It's very focused towards that. You should know a lot about this. Right? But you found yourself mapping a very basic process, and granted the hospital's fictional, so that's an extra layer of complexity. But you found yourself struggling with what steps are here. Oh, wait a minute, what about this? Oh, wait, we forgot to add this in. I wonder what happens in this scenario. And so it's very interesting. We think we know more about something because, and then whenever we dive into it, it's like, oh, wow, I didn't know as much about this as I thought I did. It's kind of our own personal bias that we bring to process mapping. Okay. What else did we learn about yesterday? Let's see what other key elements. How about some more stuff from Lean? What else did we learn from Lean? What are some of the things that stick? Feel free to go back to your slides. What else sticks out to you on Lean? What else is important there? It's about waste removal, but what else is it about? The pull process. You're talking about pull process. You say just in time. What do you mean just in time?
If you're receiving in supplies, you're receiving in what you need when you need it. You're not receiving too much because you don't want to have to store it. You don't want to have to spend money on storage.
Yeah.
You're not receiving too little because you don't want to have to pay expedition fees. So you're getting it just in time.
Sure.
And then you're using the Kanban systems to get it to where it needs to go just in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, lean is actually really remarkable. We didn't spend nearly enough time focusing on it, but one of the more interesting things to look at, we talk about eliminating waste. Best acronym for the 8 wastes is downtime, or Tim Woods, depending on which one you prefer. It's an easy Google. I suggest y'all look it up. It's pretty useful because it helps you see. We used to have a phrase that Tim Woods will wreck your business. So you have transportation, inventory, motion, so on and so on, waiting, overproduction. Okay, you get the idea. All right, what else did we learn? What stands out to you as testable? No? We're recapping. This is better than an exam review. Of course there's case questions.
So do we need to understand the difference between the fishbone model versus the flowchart model?
Yeah, we'll dive into Fishbone in just a sec. Yeah, we'll talk about the tools in just a sec. Okay, we'll stop there for now then. We can always we'll do a grander recap here at the end. Okay, so let's dive right into it then. So what I'd suggest is go ahead and go back, refresh yourself on the details of the case. So right here, and then also the results of the investigation and where we are now, right? So slide 16, 17, 18. So do that within your group, review the case again one more time. And what I'd like you to do is take your shot at this. So this right here, this is an Ishikawa diagram. Here, I'll go back to the analyze thing and just refresh you on that. So this is an Ishikawa diagram. So an Ishikawa diagram, basically the idea is there's no formal set way you have to do this. This is a suggested way. I take a 5M approach. It just helps you not miss things. But an Ishikawa diagram is designed to help you find a root cause. So we're finally to the point we picked on, let's define a process where something went wrong. Let's map the process as it exists. Now what we want to do is we want to use that process map, we want to use that SIPOC, we want to use the information from the case, and we want to go back and say, all right, what contributed to this error? All right? So what I'd like you to do is go back to the case, and let's try and plug this in. I want you to identify things that have to do with manpower or people, methods, that's going to be related to like processes, policies, etc. Machines, so any technology that's involved, so like our electronic order set is a great example of that. Any materials that were involved, any measurements that were involved. Materials might be related to the drugs we use, would probably be it. And then measurements might be related to our assessment and pain scale and things like that. So take a crack at this. And what I'd like you to do is fill in, so that there's the overarching thing. And basically what you're doing is I just create a text box here because you'll have multiple things, but just create a text box and list all the things that go into each category. So what went wrong? The undesired result, so what goes here? The outcome, right? The patient died, right? So let's look at the whole case, not just your niche process that you were focused on. So let's put that there, that the patient died from XYZ, and then here are your causes, and just identify them. So let's take 10 minutes for that. Not all at once. Coffee break? Do we need to take coffee? Do we need to go to Starbucks and conduct class? I saw some people grin and smile. You know I was kidding, right? I don't think we'll all fit in there. That'd be a big Starbucks. But yeah, go ahead and let's break out and start cracking on this.